What do you mean you can't take it anymore, librarian? What do you mean? What do you mean? I mean, I hit the slash marker, so I'm waiting for you to say it. No, I can't read that out loud. But dude, don't even. I was crashing out of the Discord over The Sopranos. I was. Is there some? This. If you haven't seen The Sopranos, you're gonna be like, this is the most misogynist thing you've ever said. If you have seen The Sopranos, you're gonna be like, this dude is spitting. The Soprano men are evil men, but the blood Sopranos, Carmela Meadow, not, well, I guess she's a blood soprano, but she's just a kid in the show, right? At least as of right now. Carmela, she's married like into the family. She's not a blood relative of the Sopranos. The women Sopranos are the devil. And they're basically the same version of the devil. And I only know two of them as of right now. Livia Soprano is the Antichrist. And then Janice Soprano, I don't even know. I'm only on like episode 6 of season 2. She comes to visit Tony. Hey, let's reconcile. Our mom's been sick. Let's get the family back together. I'm sorry I was away for so long. And then she's making a play for Livia's house. And you're like, okay, that's like Tony's been taking care of her, but I understand, family's complicated, especially with siblings and stuff like that. And now she's talking to Richie in the car and she's like, Richie, don't let Tony disrespect you like this. And I'm like, literally every woman in The Sopranos, not woman in The Sopranos, but every Soprano woman is like, wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if you just killed Tony. They're all like Grima worm tonguing in other people's ears, man. It's crazy. I didn't say he's a sweetheart. He's got his own problems. They should not have let Robert Patrick play in the executive game, man. He's already down. He's down 8 boxes of ziti to Richie. He comes in for 5 boxes of ziti. Tony takes a nap. Now he's sunk for 45 boxes of ziti. Come on, dude. You can't be doing that. You can't be doing that. Hello, Sinvicta, by the way. Hello. Anyway. Hey, Tone. I don't know what this is. This is Bad Moms. This looks like some James Bond stuff. This is You Only Live Twice. This is some James Bond stuff. This is that's Sean Connery, so this can't be the first Casino Royale. But it's one of those, it's an early one. It's Dr. No, From Russia with Love, Goldfinger. What's the one where they go to the moon? Moonball? Wait, this is From Russia with Love. The jetpack is from Russia with Love. Dude, what? The jetpack is from Russia with Love. Maybe it's Thunderball. Okay. Is the jetpack not from Russia with Love? Oh, it's the game. I did go through a phase in like my 3rd or 4th year of university where I watched like probably like the first 10 James Bond movies. And you might be like, why only the first 10? Well, like 1, 2, 3, 4 are pretty fucking good. And then the rest are like straight ass for a long time. So I think we got to like, I don't know, probably the one where he pretends to be Japanese. And then we went, let's just skip basically straight to GoldenEye. And then GoldenEye was like, that's an amazing James Bond movie. And then the rest of them, the Pierce Brosnan ones, well, Tomorrow Never Dies is not that bad, but The World Is Not Enough and Die Another Day are straight dog shit. And then Casino Royale is great, but then Quantum of Solace is like straight dog shit again, man. It just like they can't get 2 in a row. I don't know what you want me to say. They can't get 2 in a row. Die Another Day is not great, man. It's horrible. I saw it in theaters. I saw it in literally an environment engineered to make me like Die Another Day. I was in 8th grade. It was opening weekend. It was like we went to the movies with friends of mine. There were probably like 5 or 6 of us. Tried to see like the 7 o'clock show of Die Another Day, and it was sold out because this was 2001 or 2002 or something. So it was like people were dumber back then. They would go see Die Another Day on opening weekend. It was sold out. So we called our parents and like from payphones and went, "Hey, this show's sold out. Could we just maybe stay here for a couple hours and then go see the 9 o'clock show? And then you guys can all pick us up at like 11:30." And they went, "Yeah, you're 12 in the year 2001. That sounds chill as fuck." So I got to spend 2 hours at the movie theater with my friends, including a girl that I had a crush on. Then we saw the movie and we sat next to each other. And they were like, "How'd you feel about the movie?" And I was like, "It was pretty bad." Even at age 12, I was like, this is not the kind of entertainment that we should be, accepting for ourselves. We deserve better, man. Come in and know me better, man. Did you hold hands? No, I had the same energy as the pilot from The Rehearsal, season 2, episode 4. Before he becomes Captain, what's this, the Captain Power? Do not watch Captain America Brave New World. Hey, listen, Corey, I got a bone to pick with you. Did you know, because welcome, look who it is. It's the man himself. Did you know that you gave Captain America Brave New World a 1.5 and you gave Complete Cinema Crank 2 High Voltage a 1? A 1 is, I mean, it's without any redeeming aspects whatsoever. You didn't like the scene where he hooked up his tongue to the car battery and had the dude rev the engine because if his heart doesn't get like 1,000 volts of electricity, he dies? I gave it a 1 20 years ago. It was 12 years ago. But a 1 is like, that's the kind of review where you have to stand on business. Like if you gave it a 3 or a 3.5, like you gave Moana 2, I'm probably not going to be here in 12 years like, justify your slightly above average rating for Moana 2. But like a 1 means, for me, that's like it's stuck in your memory. Like I would like to think 12 years from now, someone could come to me and be like, "How do you feel about the Lawnmower Man, the director's cut?" And I'll be able to conjure some passion. I won't be like, it's forgettable. There's some, if you ask me how I feel about Nomadland in 2035, I'll probably be like, I don't really remember why I didn't like it that much. The Lawnmower Man, I will remember 100%. That's why I gave it a 1.5. So a 1 is honestly like, it's basically as memorable as a 5. A 1 is forgettable. I don't even recall the film. The man's heart will stop beating unless he gets an electric shock every 30 minutes. What do you mean it's forgettable? It's the most memorable concept for a film in history. Corey, while we're chopping it up here, don't you feel bad for Gen Z that they don't do this? Because it's like as soon as they disagree on something, instead of like arguing the content of what they're arguing, they have to be like, yeah, well, in the 8th grade, I saw you feed your cat like the wrong kind of cat food and you laughed about it. Like they get into like the moralizing because like as if the person who's actually like more moral automatically wins the argument because they're a better person. So as a result, all of their ideas must be better than the other person's. It's nice that we could just chop it up like this, like the old days, right? We can hate the game, not the player type shit. Okay, I say trans rights as well. I say trans rights. I got no problem saying trans rights. You're not going to outwoke me on my own stream, buddy. It's not going to happen, okay? And that's on me, and that's on the filament of my character, and that's on me defending the honor of Crank 2 High Voltage. I'm not letting Crank 2 High Voltage go out on some woke scolding nonsense, okay? begun the woke wars have. I had a good joke today in Dan's chat today. Gen Z Obi-Wan Kenobi, use your phone, Luke. You know what I'm saying? Use your phone, Luke. No, they don't like it. They don't like it at all. They don't. They didn't laugh in Dan's chat either. You're not wrong. They did not laugh. Now with the Chargers, tight end Will Disley caught 13 touchdowns. Is that good? Is that good? 13 touchdowns in 6 seasons, like one every 8.5 games. Okay, Federico Fellini asks. That's probably like the Atlanta Falcons, man. Nope, I have no idea. Matt Barnes, Glenn Davis, J.J. Redick, and Hito Turkoglu are part of this team that blew a 3-1 series lead in the 2015 playoffs. J.J. Redick played... Oh, this must be the Warriors, right? Or did they win that year? J.J. Redick, did he play on the Warriors? Clippers. Here's my knowledge of J.J. Redick's career as someone who doesn't watch basketball. He was really good at Duke. And then there's like an 11-year period where I have no idea what he was up to. Wake up one morning, he's the coach of the Lakers. He was doing some stuff on TV, maybe. I remember him. He was my boy at Duke, man, because he was like 5'4" and he had the Lance Bass haircut. Just shooting threes, 5'4" and an attitude. In 1998, this Cubs pitcher had a 20 strikeout game. That's a lot, man. Probably Kerry Wood, like 6 years before he even entered the Major League Baseball Association. Oh shit, it is Kerry Wood. I know a little bit about baseball at the turn of the millennium. Just a little bit. Like, ask me anything about Kerry Wood. Oh, the guy with the 20 strikeout game in 1998? The guy who, I think he blew out his rotator cuff and then needed, 17 Tommy John surgery and then never came back the same? Something like that? That sounds about right. What U.S. state is home to the least populated state capital in the Central Time Zone? That's a hard fucking question, man. So you got the Meemaws. It's not going to be Minnesota. It could be Boise. Oh, Meemaw. Is it Arkansas? Okay, it's probably Arkansas then. No, not Arkansas. It wouldn't be Louisiana. Then you got Texas, Kansas. Maybe it's Kansas. What's the capital of Kansas? Like Topeka? Topeka? I don't know. Which 2 celebrities are in this image? This is America Ferrera, and then I want to say that that's Blake Shelton. Or yassified George Lucas. It's kind of crazy how much this looks like George Lucas, man. I think it's kind of sick. It's wrong. Thank you. Thank you. True, leftover Indian food. That's the guy from Queer Eye? No. It looks like he was queer-eyed by the guy from Queer Eye, but it doesn't look like the style is emanating from within himself. It looks like the style has been placed upon him by another individual. I could see Patrick Dempsey. Skinny neck Mark Ruffalo? No, Mark Ruffalo he doesn't carry around 9% body fat. He carries around 14% body fat. That's why he's based. Mark Ruffalo is like Hollywood's version of an average dude. And probably if you saw him in person with your own eyes, you would be like, this is the most handsome man I've ever seen in my life. But on screen, you're like, wow, he's a schlub just like me. This major fast food chain recently introduced a new version of chicken strips and a new creamy chili dipping sauce to potentially pair with it. It's Wendy's, man. No? All right. I have no idea. The New York City mayor's office, primary setting for this ABC sitcom that ran from 96 to '02. I should know this because this is like my era of watching a lot of television. An ABC sitcom? Could it be like, so I'm thinking of like Spin City, maybe? Oh! Because in my head, I was like, there's two shows that are inextricably linked. One of them is Spin City, which I honestly thought was in Chicago until about 30 seconds ago. The other one is Veronica's Closet, and I don't really know what was going on in Veronica's Closet. I think it starred Brooke Shields and maybe Kirstie Alley. Anybody here remember Veronica's Closet? I watched a lot of Just Shoot Me. Wendy Malick, Laura San Giacomo. The guy I always think is Elliot Gould, but he's not Elliot Gould. This actor's 2020's filmography, includes Don't Look Up, The French Dispatch, Bones and All. Who's the most famous actor in the world? I love the difference in the media questions between sports and movies. Can you name the most famous actor in the world right now? From 1998 to 2006, this hip-hop collective featured members like Fat Joe, Big Pun, DJ Khaled, Remy Ma, Cuban Link, Tony Sunshine, Charlie Rock, LD. This was Terror Squad. 5 Seconds of Summer? Was it 5 Seconds of Summer? Of course I know Terror Squad, man. Kind of a mid-board today. Patrick Dempsey. Fair enough. How does my keyboard, you know those feet on your keyboard that keep it from like, they keep it angled up a little bit? How do they go down? Why do they keep going down? I always put them up and then I'm like, oh, my keyboard doesn't feel right. And then it's like one of them's down and one of them's up. Someone should fix that, man. How does that happen? You pushing the keyboard forward? Buddy, I'm pushing the medium forward, okay? Things with money. A page view, a click, a hit, and a visit. How did a unit of website traffic? A bounce, a ricochet, a karam, and a smack. Is to bump into something. A bank. What is a karam? Why did I think Okay, buddy. All right. Things you do with your lips. Purse your lips, pucker your lips, smack your lips, curl your lips. Things you can do with your lips. Ricochet, bounce, bank, karam. Karam does mean rebound then. I don't know why I was thinking it was like a kind of seed or a nut or something like that. And then things you put money into. Places to find paper money. Easy connections. I'm thinking of carob, yeah. Not cardamom, come on. I've been known to cook in my day, man. Don't insult me. Carom is when you hit 2 balls in pool. That's a word I'm glad to not hear that much anymore. You see the R Soda post about you this week? Oh, man. Can I say, one second, let me get this smoothie. That for me is when I realized that, what's that dude? Schrodinger? Schrodinger was right, man. You change something merely by observing it. And that's why there's no such thing as like a pedestrian in the world, man. You literally can't help but be affected by the world and in turn affect it. What do you mean by that? The human compulsion is always to Ouroboros the content. I talk about r/soda, r/soda talks about me, I talk about r/soda talking about me, they talk about me talking about r/soda talking about me. I got nothing but respect for the genuine, pure-hearted posters at r/soda. I love what they're posting, and I don't think I should comment on them commenting on me because I don't want to compromise the integrity of the subreddit and ruin r/soda, which I think is one of the last pure spaces and ecosystems on the internet. So I'm just going to leave it alone. There's no reason for me to see what they're saying about me on r/soda. r/soda should continue posting about the sodas that they enjoy, and I will continue to admire what they're doing because I'm also a soda enjoyer myself. They called you dumb? It doesn't bother me. They might be right. Gay r/soda be like, okay, listen. I don't know if we want to go in that direction. I don't know if we want to get going with the glibness there, okay? How do I click this button? There it is. Your whole subreddit is fucked by the gay Bob Dylan jokes. Yeah, but what's funny is now the joke is not the gay Bob Dylan jokes. The joke is how angry people get at like what? Okay, gay Alice in Chains be like, my favorite album is Jar of Cum, and we get it. Stop posting this stuff. I need to make my post about is Starvaders going to continue. I don't know if Starvaders is going to continue. Can you please stop making the gay Alice in Chains joke so I can have space to post my essay? The D of DJ. Disc. Yet to tie the knot. Unwed. Clothing material that becomes 3 down after doubling a letter. Like the motion of the ocean. Waves. Actress Gar. Terry. Kansas Classic. Dust in the wind. Okay, so the motion of the ocean is not waves. Stockholm resident. How sweet it is. The motion of the ocean. People of the Arctic. Home resident? Tidal is the motion of the ocean. I solved it? Stock. Oh, okay. So I thought I was writing Swede on 7 across when I was actually supposed to write it for 3 down, but it ended up having almost the same letters as Suede. Task failed successfully, man. That's clever. That's clever. Any blueprints today? See, that's an honorable chatter. They could have become mad at, gay Rolling Stones be like anal for the devil. They could have been mad at that, but instead they came to chat and they posted, is there going to be blueprints today? That's the way to do it, man. Gay Kiss be like Detroit Cock City? I can't argue with that, man. It's not my place. We got to get rid of product designs like this, man. Looks like a Dr. Bronner soap bottle. It's too much, man. Enjoy hot, or it's like, how many, Jay, are you here? How many fucking fonts is acceptable to have on one face of packaging? That's crazy. Frozen bean, cursive, latte, and frappe. They got like the fake chalk font. Then they change the color. They put a stroke around it. Go back to the cursive. Couple emojis, different font. Golden box, caramel. Back to the cursive macchiato. That's crazy. It does look like a Amazon description of a product turned into the actual front of it. Anyway, I don't know. 40 0.88 ounce packages. There's no way this doesn't taste like total dog shit, right? Like, what even is it? Like, it's not, is it instant coffee plus flavoring? Or do you put it in the coffee and it turns your coffee into a macchiato? You put it into boiling water and it turns it into a caramel. But isn't a macchiato made with like with milk? How about you sit in front of an audience of packaging critics and make your own latte and frappe packaging design and see how it feels? You know what? I needed that because sometimes it's really easy as a streamer to think that you're an expert in every single domain. The person who made, you know what? The person, you gotta walk backwards to like, when did the person who designed this package decide to become a graphic designer? They were probably like 7 and they were the best person in their art class. And then the teacher's like, well, you got to do something. You might as well do art. And then 22 years later, they're like, hey, I worked up like a beautiful picture for you. And they're like, it's got to say hot or cold. It's got to say latte and frappe. The market research that we've done indicates that the average person buying this doesn't know the difference between latte, frappe, and macchiato. So you got to put them all on there. And it shows that they find cursive writing more approachable than they find printed writing, but they find cursive writing more ambiguous, so we need a mix of both on there. And the graphic designer is like, ah! So I get it, man. I'm not mad at the graphic designer. I would have to guess. I bet these are like 40 cents each, and this is $15.99. I bet it's like $17.99. I bet it's like $18.99 or so would be my guess. Somewhere in like that $19.99 range seems just a $20.49. Okay, isn't that a game? That was a very generous yellow, man. I was off by like 35% or something. Blah, blah. Artisan coffee is expensive? Buddy, are you trolling? It is, but that's the big box of single-use plastic caramel macchiatos from Costco. Commendatore, buongiorno. You know what? They say I shot a man named Gray and took his wife to Italy. Why have I been wasting my time, by the way, trying to make jokes when it turns out the funniest thing you can do as a 36-year-old white boy is just quote The Sopranos, man. Literally, like every time I say anything from The Sopranos, people are like, holy shit, that's hilarious. And I'm like, I know, David Chase wrote it 30 years ago with a box of scraps, man. I must be loyal to my capo. How about like Kuwait? Also, it should go without saying, listen, Christopher's done some stuff that he should not have done, for sure, and he's still doing it. Kid's got a talent for the stage, man. When he was doing that Rebel Without a Cause scene at his acting for writers workshop, the dude knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. He should not have hit the other dude in the head when he said A, though. That was... He is literally an actor, I guess. Yeah, that's a good point. He was in The Office. How about like Azerbaijan? That's cooler. How about Yemen? That's warmer. 40 kilometers from Yemen. How about Ethiopia? How about Somalia? All right. You think you're funny? How about South Sudan? Oh, it's going to be one of those days then. How about Egypt, bro? Egypt's cooler. This ain't the way the shit looks at U4. That's all I'm going to say. What the hell's going on in between here? Eritrea? Oh. Malawi? Oh. Burkina Faso? Ooh, that's the other side. Rwanda? Zambia? Guys, I'm gonna need your help on this one. Can I get your help on this one? I'm tapping. I'm tapping out. That's Djibouti. Djibouti. The mystery country is Djibouti. It's interesting, man. Again, I mean, don't be glib. A lot of my knowledge of Eastern Africa does come from playing as the Mamluk Empire in EU4. It's interesting. And also Black Hawk Down. Black Hawk Down takes place like right about here, I think. But like in EU4, so like admittedly, this is like 650 years ago or something, but Egypt is like down to like there. And then Ethiopia, Abyssinia, right, is like down to here. It's interesting. What's the... And I mean this, I'm trying to come up with the most objectively not Krungo way to explain it. Why is Djibouti its own country? And I don't mean that it doesn't have reason to be. I just mean like what's the cultural or other relevant separation from its surrounding nations? Port City has outsized influence. That makes sense. It's got a very, strategically important location. At the entrance to the Red Sea, very short relative transit time to the Arabian Peninsula. What is it for any country? You phrase it like it's moralizing. Well, what is it between Canada and the US? That's what America said in 1812, and then we fought like a war, and, bang, 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 bang. All right, cooler heads prevail, let's draw a line. Like, I got no problem talking about that. So why is it automatically Krungo when you ask it and try to expand your domain of knowledge about another place? Because I like typing Krungo? I can't be mad at you for taking on the flavor of the broth in which you were simmered. Society fucked you, though. And my generation fucked up some stuff, too. I was talking about it in the Discord. As a millennial, I would love to blame every other generation for problems that are partly the result of millennials. There's some stuff that I will take not me personally, but my generation fucked everybody on Instagram food. There's no other generation that can take responsibility for every restaurant having to have like a white brick wall with a neon sign where you can take a picture of the ice cream and just like the toppings are fucking falling off of the ice cream and the ice cream cone is like 7 times taller than it would have to be practical to actually eat and stuff like that. Or like burgers where when you cut into them, like cheese seeps out of the burger patty and stuff like that, and or you like pull the half of the sandwich away and the cheese goes like or something like that. Like that's my generation, man. We fucked that up. I basically played no part in it. I've never been big into the Instagram foods, but it is my generation. No, I'm serious, man. They'll take some responsibility for some things. I order a bowl a lot. If you're pissed off when you go to a restaurant and see bowls, you should direct your ire towards me because sometimes I sit down at the menu and I go, oh shit, they got bowls here. I'm all about that. Made shredded tofu. Listen, you don't want... I'm so pro-vegetarian, pro-vegan. I have absolutely no quarrel with it. And oftentimes I'll order a vegetarian or vegan entree. Here we go. It's just, I think it's a personal problem. But when someone my age starts talking to me and they use like the pseudonym for the food, have you had Aunt Rachel's singing pulled jackfruit soy tempeh curls? And I'm like, I can't. We have to come up with another name for this because I refuse to use like the Trader Joe's ISO 9001 certifiable like Chili's menu pseudonym for this. I can't do it. If you type something that's like, I've been eating some jackfruit pulled pork and it's really good, I'm like, no problem. I think we're in the same domain there. But then when someone is like, have you had Lady Vanessa? Like it's the duet boomer. It gives me the same feeling that I get to pull it back a little bit and create more enemies, but also give myself more allies for the impending culture war. It gives me the same feeling when I go to Amazon and look for pre-workout. And it's like, Harambe mindset pre-workout. Joker mode pre-workout. And then it blew my mind even more when I found out in the United States that shit is not even like administrated upon by the FDA at all when the FDA still existed. I didn't realize that the FDA just exists for food, and then when it's like actually drugs, they're like, we don't really do that here. And they don't say we don't do that here so you can't sell that. They say we don't do that here so buyer beware, bitch. Like I didn't know you could actually do that. Like there's nobody's running any kind of laboratory testing or anything on the Harambe Mindset pre-workout powder. That seems crazy. But like, why they sell it on Amazon? Like that shit is not on the Silk Road, dude. I just think it's kind of insane. Supplements aren't regulated? Well, they are here, I think. Canadian energy drinks are ass. 150 milligrams of caffeine flicking my balls. Well, that, I mean, I can understand where you're coming from. I don't think we have the Panera charged lemonade either, but we don't want it as bad as you guys do, to be honest. You guys are maniacs up there. You mean down? Well, yeah, if you live in like, New Orleans, where you're below sea level. Otherwise, I'm guessing most of you probably live at like a higher elevation than I do. I got 2 toes in the Pacific Ocean right now, dude. If that ain't sea level, what the fuck is? That's fucked. That's fucked because you're in Norway. What could you, maybe you could be Myanmar? You kind of have a Myanmar lilt to you there. That's bad. I don't think it's Micronesia. I don't know. This is, you're fucked for this one, bud. This shit's pissing me off because you have the markings of a northern hemisphere island, bro. You have like glaciation at your edges. Like there's nothing more Nordic than this, man. This shit is like, it's your own personal Gotland. 4,000 kilometers north. I mean, this is crazy. Yeah, I mean, you're not Japan. What are you, man? You're an island. Well, no, we don't know that. Those might be. I mean, they look like an island. Miss Swan, if she was a cartographer, but like 4,000. So it's pointing at like Eastern or Central Asia, or somewhere in the South Pacific, like Guam or something like that. But I don't even know. It's Guam. Guam is not a country, man. This shit's starting to piss me off a little bit because it's not a country. You can't say that? I can say that, man. Why'd you guess it then? Because one time it was like Aland, and Aland is not a country either. Those have always been countries and territories. Okay, well, call my ass when fucking Nunavut shows up. Or the Yukon, or the Northwest Territories. One day, you're going to realize the error of your ways, man. I will? You won't, because it won't be. Because you know what? I'm going to fucking refresh, but then let me do the puzzle again. They won't let me do yesterday's puzzle. Because okay, open this shit in Google Chrome. Globla. That was worldla. .toof.fr. Nunavut. Oh, okay. How about Miquelon? Oh, they don't have Miquelon, but it's a territory. Oh, how about the Yukon? How about the Northwest? How about fucking Labrador, bitch? They don't have it. Worldla is actually like, it's like all the countries and then like 6 territories. Pissing me the fuck off, man. Miquelon is spelled with a Q. Elden Ring strongest gooner. That's not fair. That's a personal attack. I apologize. There's probably many Elden Ring gooners who are stronger than you. And I don't even know what Miquella does because I haven't played the DLC yet. One day, maybe. All of these are detached from the mainland. Oh, world is only countries and territories. Types territories. Oh, it's only exogenous territories. You didn't read the white paper? You don't know the tokenomics of Worldla? Yeah. No. It's no territories that are adjacent geographically to the countries to which they're a member of. They're all exogenous. Balawick of Guernsey is in there? Yeah, and that's not even a territory. I'm pretty sure that's just a dude, man. December 11th, 2001. New Line Cinema would come out with Fellowship of the Ring. That's a given. Warner Brothers. This is the Philosopher's Stone. I mean, this is like... Maybe it's Sorcerer's Stone? No. Don't be crazy. Maybe Warner Brothers didn't have it back then. George Clooney. Warner Brothers. It could be Ocean's 11. Crime thriller. Ocean's 11? Yeah, that's a big one. Fucked up poster. They could put way more aura on this poster. Now, the movie is a popcorn classic and a crowd pleaser. They could put some more aura on the poster. This poster has like franchise potential, but they could put more aura on the poster. Paramount Pictures opens to 13 million, starring Debbie Derryberry. A Little Genius. This is Jimmy Neutron. Boy Genius. Paramount Pictures, week 2, lost its legs, got eaten by Lord of the Rings. 2001, Tom Cruise. Could be Vanilla Sky. Makes perfect sense to me. I was talking about this in the Discord too, because I was like, this movie strikes me as a movie that I think is actually probably really bad, but I saw it at such an impactful time in my life that I will never be able to think of it as anything less than a masterpiece. Because seeing this at age 12, it was like the first movie I ever saw that tried to be deep, where I kind of was able to pick up on it trying to be deep instead of being like, it's pretentious. Plus, it has REM on the soundtrack. REM poster? You got to see the original? Buddy, I saw Abra Los Ojos when you were probably like knee-high to a grasshopper, okay? I saw it after Vanilla Sky, and I didn't like it as much because I had to read all the subtitles the whole time, and I was like 14 years old. Method Man. That's How High, bro. That's a great week. That's that's a classic week at the cinema, man. There's a lot of noteworthy shit to see at the movies. Something for everybody, for sure. It's hard to believe that How High only made $7.1 million, man. Watch them back to back. It would teach you something about life, man. How High? You don't know How High's plot? Method Man and Redman have a friend who's really smart. He's so smart he's going to get into Harvard, but then he dies, so they smoke his ashes, and then they become smart enough to get into Harvard. And let me tell you, Harvard was not ready for Method Man and Redman. There's a bit of a culture clash, but eventually, by the end of the movie, they start to understand each other. His ghost is there. Yeah, the friend's ghost is kind of like a Obi-Wan Kenobi type mentor to them. Something of a popcorn classic. Quagmire's son or Meg daughter. I'm not doing that because I'm on a Reddit strike until they stop serving me two specific subreddits. One of them is Peter Explains the Joke, which has just become more and more annoying. It's already annoying enough that people don't get the jokes that are so obvious, but that is like, I can't really blame them. But making a Reddit post to be like, I don't get this joke, instead of just not getting it and then coming back later when you have more life experience, is a little decoded to me. But then the people who reply in character as a Family Guy character, those people need to before it infects the rest of us, okay? Because like there's a real problem going on in the comments on that subreddit, okay? There's a real issue with the kind of individual that would be like, Quagmire here. The chicken crossed the road because giggity, giggity, giggy, Lois was on the other side. I mean, it was laying an egg or something like that. The other one is, I'm begging you, for the love of God, stop serving me The Last of Us 2. I don't even watch the show. I would rather put it on repeat 24 hours a day than just see post after post about how you don't like it. It's so bad to just like constantly be flooded with it despite having never shown any interest in it at all. I don't care. I can't hide it on the official Reddit app unless I log in. And I'm not going to log in because when I log in, then they get data about me. And then the algorithm starts to go, we got this guy. We got this guy. We got this guy. So I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to continue ignoring it until eventually they go, we can't sell them ads with this shit. Send them something else. We got to hold strong. Anyway, this shit has Paul Dano in it. I've seen it. I don't remember who plays the Ruby Sparks, but Paul Dano's definitely in this. That's Tom Hardy. That's Josh Duhamel. You know why it's so fun to say the name Josh Duhamel? That's Forrest Whitaker, but he doesn't look right. That's like Grok Forrest Whitaker or something like that. Ozempic Forrest? I don't know what happened. Good for him. That is not Josh Duhamel. Bro, that's Josh Duhamel. Can I get a Grok? Can I get a check on this? That's not Timothy Oliphant, bro. Somebody do a check, okay? All right, I gotta get my freaking phone. Obi-Wan Kenobi was right, man. Havoc movie. Sorry, I gotta get off our Bob Dylan real quick. Havoc movie. Number 2 most searched crime movie of the year. Fantastic. That's Timothy Oliphant? Why does he look so much like Josh Duhamel? This shit was released by Netflix 2 weeks ago. Are you serious? Netflix, rare Netflix dub though. Devil's Plan season 2 came out. I'm only it's a show my wife and I watch together, so I'm only like an episode and a half in because every episode is like 106 minutes long, which is why cover your ears, VIP Daniel, which is why it's like the best reality competition show. Because instead of like 70 minutes of sitting around and then they play rock, paper, scissors for $1 million, they're like, sit the fuck down, bitch, get ready. Here's a game we invented ourselves. It has 9,000 different rules. Every single character is playing a different, every single player in the game has a different role. Every role has different abilities. You have headsets. Some of them can talk to everybody. Only some of them can talk to other people. And the whole building that they're living in is an escape room, and you're like, they're smashing shit in their bedrooms trying to find keys. They find locks, but they haven't found the keys yet. The show's, it's got some sauce, okay? It's got some sauce. Also, rare Korean reality show that doesn't start with 2.5 hours of introducing 100 contestants, half of which will be eliminated at the end of the first episode, because there's only like 14 people on the show, so it only takes 25 minutes to introduce all the players first. Flip the script on him. Paul Dano, Little Miss Sunshine. Toni Collette, Mafia Mama. Okay, now from Mafia Mama. From Mafia Mama. I'm thinking it's got to be Monica Bellucci, Matrix Reloaded. Trying to get to Tom Hardy or Timothy Oliphant or Forrest Whitaker. Yeah, man. Hugo Weaving like Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, Guy Pearce, LA Confidential. Sorry, Los Angeles Secret. Russell Crowe. Tom Hardy. Russell Crowe. Tom Hardy. Kim Basinger. Stigmata. She's not in that one. All right. What's she in? What's the movie I'm thinking of that Kim Basinger is in? It's from like the late 90s. Let's just go with Cool World. Gabrielle Byrne, probably take that to Hereditary, take that back to Toni Collette real quick, say Mafia Mama, probably Monica Bellucci, we'll go Beetlejuice, okay. It's Michael Keaton to Spider-Man Homecoming to Logan Marshall Green. Master Genius spotted, by the way. Also Fargo Season 2 spotted, but Master Genius spotted. You think I would scroll past Master Genius? No shot, man. She from Orange is the New Black? Holy shit, that's my landlord. Well, I don't see Katy Perry on the page anywhere. That's pretty good, though. That's pretty good. Logan Marshall Green. We take that to Prometheus. I watched you guys play Dokapon, by the way. I thought that was great. I thought you had some great bits. 500 bits. Ricky has to play the game from like 50 feet away. I didn't get to see the whole thing. I mean, it was like 15 hours long or something, but Prometheus. Who we going for here again? Forrest Whitaker? That's easy enough, man. Guy Pearce is in this. That's right. Oh, hey, there he is. Was Sean Harris the big guy? No. Sean Harris, did he really play one of the scientists, or did Sean Harris play the big, you know what I'm talking, the Icelandic guy? He's the biologist. Okay. Who plays the Icelandic guy? Is it him? Patrick Wilson's in Prometheus? Am I still in Prometheus? Yeah. This is messed up. Can I, if I may say something? There's not that many people in Prometheus. And I mean that like genuinely. I've seen the movie like 5 or 6 times. There's not this many people in Prometheus. They're literally on Earth for like 5 seconds with a team, and then they go to outer space with a team of 10 people, and that's it. Like right about here. No, I remember you. You were in there. I think right about here, maybe. I don't think that these guys are real. I don't think they're in the movie. I'm not totally sure, man. Anyway. Sorry. This is it's Charlize Theron to Mad Max to Tom Hardy to Havoc. Netflix should stop making original movies and go back to paying too much for good movies that other people made. Coldest take of all time. Patrick Wilson plays Shaw's father in a flashback. What the fuck? They're flicking me. You get P. Will, and that's what you do? You put him in a flashback like he's Kevin Costner or something like that? Disrespectful, man. You know what they should have done? He should have been like her dad still. She should have been haunted by like some kind of malevolent spirit that might be a doll. Might be a doll. Is he in Annabelle, or is he just in The Conjuring? Or is he just in Insidious? He's in every single one of them. He's in all of them. That's crazy. Are you serious? He's in Fargo season 1 too. He's in Fargo season 2. He's in Fargo season 2. Sorry. My bad. Great Puck Doku, man. Anaheim and the Canucks. That's got to be Lucas Spiza. Sharks and the Canucks. That's got to be Jonathan Dallon. He had a long and illustrious career in the... Chat. Look it up. Put this... I don't know how to make the E, so I need you to look it up. Tell me who he played for. He didn't play a game for the Canucks? That doesn't seem possible. Because we were ass. We were so insanely ass. How can that be? He only played for Utica. He played for the Utica Comets, man. He didn't get a call up or nothing when our fourth line center was fucking nobody. When our fourth line center was Lyndon Vay. Oh my gosh. Whatever. Utica has a minor league hockey team? Okay, listen, buddy. First off, the AHL is not minor league. They're adults. It's a professional hockey league. They're professional hockey players. It's just one level below the NHL. Also, no, they don't, because they got moved to Abbotsford. Because it didn't make sense to have a team that was on the Pacific Ocean have to call players up from a city that's on the Atlantic Ocean. So it was like they'd have to fly like 6 hours just to play 4 minutes as our flex defenseman. Like it didn't make it. Then they'd be right on the plane back. It didn't make any sense. Utica's with the Devils now. We're the Devils! Remember that? Seinfeld? Director, actor Denzel Washington starts with M. Ignore articles. The Manchurian Candidate. Glad that one came to me. Good movie, by the way. Good movie. 3 or more word title with Denzel Washington. The Equalizer 3? They gotta stop making this stuff, man. We need an age limit on action stars. Like, we need it on politicians too, but like that's low hanging fruit. Everybody knows that. Plus, they're the guys that make the rules, so it's really hard to like pass it because they're like, if they vote yes, they're out of a job, right? But like, I think we need a hard limit on like if you're 54 or older, you shouldn't be able to star in an action movie with a poster like this. It just doesn't look right to me. That's ageist? No, it's not. I'm protecting them. Stop with the abs? That's what I'm saying. I mean, the poster is so like, it's Denzel Washington, it's a gun. For some reason, the Coliseum is there. And then they're like, the average person's going to think this shit takes place in like Chicago. So put an Italian flag on top of the Coliseum. Like, it's just. I don't know how you could look at this poster and feel good about the state of modern media. Now, there's a lot of good stuff being made, don't get me wrong, but 95 to 2015. Probably say like American Gangster. Yeah, that's right. Angelina Jolie starts with an M. I got to think about that one. Angelina Jolie, 3 or more word title. Girl interrupted. Something I would never do. Take note if you're watching women talking. The concept, not the film. The Bechdel test. 1995, 2015. Okay, I'm going to go Lara Croft and the Cradle of Life. Wow, that's 15%. Are you kidding me? 95 to 2015 with Angelina Jolie. I want to, there's a lot of, you know what? This is a great opportunity to run the Changeling. It's apparently actually just called Changeling. Hey, it's not a remake. It's not a remake. We removed the from the title. It's a completely different fucking film. We removed the. It's a fresh take where we've shot for shot remade the entire movie, but we changed the title in a completely inconsequential way, man. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Mr. Nine, Do or Die, Robert De Niro, now we're talking. Meet the Fockers. 44% didn't even go for Meet the Parents. They went for Meet the Fockers. That's crazy, man. You know what? That's my influence right there. Not to sound like a narcissist. Nobody was repping Meet the Parents like me. In the year 2000, we were all repping Meet the Parents, and then people forgot. And I brought it back a little bit. I brought the Meet the Parents back a little bit. Meet the Fockers is not even good. Meet the Fockers is actually insulting. 95 to 2015, Robert De Niro, Stardust. This is my normie adjacent but surprisingly niche Robert De Niro one, even though he's on the poster. And then I guess Jackie Brown always forget about as well. 3 or more word title, Robert De Niro. Silver Linings, maybe. Just something that isn't about the mafia. Sure. The Intern. Intern, most common Robert De Niro movie from 95 to 2015, The Intern? Not even like Meet the Parents? Oh my God. I forgot he was in Fahrenheit 9/11. Marvin's Room. This guy have a crown of thorns on? Like what's going on in Hands of Steel, man? That's Jesus? Jesus versus Joe Frazier? I must have missed that one. I'll tell you what, I'm all in on Frazier. Because Jesus, I don't think he could throw a punch. We know he can take one. Turn the other cheek and all that. Spell check. Hang on, I'm selecting all images with stairs. beat all those people in the temple. Is that true? I know he rendered to Caesar that which is Caesar's or something like that. Jesus was crashing out when he saw coinage inside of the house of the Lord. I remember that. I watched like a CBS made for TV miniseries about Jesus. I remember him tipping over like a big pot with a bunch of coins with Julius Caesar's face on them. He was crashing out, man. He made a scene. Yeah. He needs that Idris Elba Sigma meme, man. Learn to sit back and observe. Not everything needs a reaction.
Sticky. A adjective meaning adhesive. Headdress. A noun meaning an often.
Headdress, huh? Not headdress.
Simmer. Carnation. A noun. Escapade. A noun meaning.
You don't hear about escapade all that much. Like, not to do a Google Trends thing to you, but in like 1998, escapade was at a 100 relevancy and Escalade was at a 0. Now I'd say Escalade is at like low 90s relative to escapades. You don't hear about escapades that much. Perfect score. Escalade is a car. Very good. Very good. That's true. I was wondering if that was going to sneak by the audience. Teacher voice. I have an honest question, okay? And this is a real question in good faith. Who farted? No. Do kindergarten teachers sound like that outside of kindergarten? Like, do you know any kindergarten teachers in their personal life? If you've known them for a while, when they told you that they were becoming a kindergarten teacher, were you like, that makes sense, you have kindergarten teacher energy? Because like when I go to my daughter's school, her teachers, when I meet them, I'm like, they're kindergarten teachers. They're very like animated and warm and bright, and they talk in such a supportive way. They don't talk like adults talk to each other, which makes sense because they talk to little kids all day. But even like, you know, when we're having a parent teacher conference or something like that, they're still hitting me with junior kindergartner voice, which is like, I'm like, I almost wonder if you're kind of born with it, or if you cultivate that energy over time and just like that becomes your persona, or if it's a code switching that happens once you leave. Like elementary school is different because I think you can all like kindergarten. You got to be a special kind of person to teach kindergarten. They're not going to put like Arlie Ermy on kindergartner duty, right? Like you got to have a very specific personality type to not either go postal in the room or like go postal outside of the room. But like grade 1 to grade 8, you could have like a drill sergeant in the first grade. I had some fucked up, like really strict teachers in like grade 2. And at the time you're like, oh shit, sit up straight. And then you're looking back and I'm like, I was like 7 years old, man. Like why was she treating us like that with a class full of 7-year-olds? What the hell were we getting up to, man? Using pens instead of pencils or something? Like you can't even get into that much trouble. But like kindergarten, it's a little different. I don't know, man. I thought it's like the way that they choose like precogs in Minority Report. Like I think it takes a special predisposition to become like a kindergarten teacher. First grade teacher was also smoking hot, which should not be allowed. I think that's how they do it, man. Because definitely looking back, I had some baddie like elementary school teachers. You ever see Matilda? Miss Trunchbull? Oh, man. With the hammer throw, I wish she'd put me in the chokey. Stop. What are you talking? You've never Danny DeVito, Roald Dahl? I see what you're saying there. Anyway, what was I saying? I don't know, man. You got to be like a special. What do you mean, relax, Mary Kay? Miss Trunchbull's like 60 years old, man. Just because she teaches at school doesn't mean she's not an adult. That's what is the. What's the suspicion here? It doesn't even make any sense, man. Oh, yeah, no. Did you see Jeff got married? Oh, yeah, it's kind of problematic, though. His wife works at the school. The hell are you talking about? That one friend who's too woke? He's there to teach kids, not be ogled? Well, yeah, that's why I'm saying that you should, all the hot teachers should teach like first, second grade. What you shouldn't do is subject a hot teacher to like teach seventh grade or eighth grade, because that's like, they didn't sign up for that. That's not their fault. Like, that's human nature. Like 7th to 10th grade should just be busted teachers. By the time you hit 11th grade, you're like, come on, man. She's at work right now. Let's not do that, okay? I'm trying to get into college. But when you're in 8th grade, exactly, you're like, lads, 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 lads. It's not fair. That's the time you were saying you could just teach respect. Yeah, but have you seen, like, the state of society? I don't think that's going to happen. I think the only thing we could do is hire uggos, man. It's just an easier solution to the problem. Fixing like societal norms is hard, man. We got people just like raw dogging audio on the airplane. They're not even using headphones or nothing anymore. Sometimes they're like 15, but sometimes they're like 50. I think it might just be easier just to hire uggos, man. I don't know. Something to consider. Looking into this. And by the way, if you're offended by this, you're not an uggo. I'm talking to people at least one standard deviation uglier than you, no matter who is listening to this right now. You're not who I'm talking about, so you have no right to be offended on someone else's behalf. I'm talking about someone who is at least 70% uglier than you. I don't care who you are. No matter who's hearing this, you have no right to be offended because I'm not talking about you. You're so pretty you could teach like the 2nd grade, okay? You could teach the 12th grade. I'm trying to protect people, okay? I'm trying, like Denzel, I'm trying to protect. They shouldn't be having him doing his own stunts, man. He's like 63 years old. Ben Stiller, $100 million plus at the worldwide box office. Okay, Ben Stiller contains the Cable Guy. What a movie, man. Kathy Bates, 1 or 2 word title. Yeah, that's going to be about Schmidt, man. 100%. Picture of a fucking snake. $100 million plus at the worldwide box office. No doubt that's Rat Race. You should have bought us. All right, instead I'm going to play Titanic. Rat Race didn't make $100 at the box office, man? Somebody, can I get a box office mojo check on Rat Race, please? I saw it in theaters. Only about $350. 85.5 milli. That's tough, man. I mean, with inflation, it's up there, but $42 million per joke. Oh, 1 second. Stanley Tucci, $100 million plus at the worldwide box office. Maybe you've heard of it. Hunger. 1 or 2 word title. He's in some shit, man, like Conclave. Title contains the Hunger Games, Catching Fire. I mean, we could play The Devil Wears Prada too, but I think that's going to have a higher percent than 8. So Kathy Bates' title contains the Office, the movie. Ben Stiller, 1 or 2 word title. Greenberg. I put that shit on everything. You sure? Are we sure that 51-year-old Ben Stiller isn't just 21-year-old Finn Wolfhard? Oh, hell nah. They put Unk in a Noah Baumbach film. Know what I'm saying? Ricky, you picking up on this character? Really hip Gen Alpha who's Gen Alpha cinephile be like, nah, oh hell nah. They put 51-year-old Unk in a coming of age Noah Baumbach film. Nah, Unk's longboarding in Reykjavik right now. Bet. Something like that. Please stop. That is a tough crowd, man. No, man. Unk's daydreaming about marrying Kristen Wiig. Whatever. $100 million at the box office. Probably like Zoolander 2. Oh, whatever. So I don't need to keep playing or see the results. Yes, man. Yes. Low key, they got crazy. Wallace Shawn in a new character piece. That's true, man. Gen Alpha Wallace Shawn be like, when I was young, I used to only think about baddies. Now I'm old and I only think about money. Streamer Ian McKay be like, you call me up and you talk about Nubby. Is this anything? I don't know. Sometimes you just got to let the synapses fire and see where they go, right? I say crazy, I don't know. Are you supposed to say ass or are you supposed to say ah? I've only ever really seen it written out in text. It's more like an ah. Okay. All right. We're slow as shit on the dulls today, huh? That's fun. Yeah, okay, so this is Honda. Honda made Asimo. Have you ever seen the video? This is a YouTube classic. I gotta get this one. I'm gonna spoil it by looking it up. Asimo falls downstairs at convention. Thank you, librarian. Please tell me. December 12th, 2006, man. This is exactly the one that I'm looking for. Holy, man. This is the funniest fucking... This went 10x platinum in my dorm room, man. When Asimo fell down on this fuck-ass, like, 7 staircase. And he's not even, like, fast or anything. Like, what was his point, man? He's not even... He's so slow. But check out the look that he gives to the camera before he goes up the stairs, man. He gives, like, a look that's like, don't worry, we got this. Right? He's like, okay, get a little closer. And then, Asimo, wave to the crowd. Wave to the crowd, Asimo. Give it a second. There he goes. He's like, don't worry, you're in good hands. And then, oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck, his knee snapped in half, man. And then they run out to get, like, the privacy cover. Like, somebody call a doctor, man. Somebody call a doctor. You can tell, like, that's the announcer's like, he's okay, don't worry. And then everyone in the audience is like, oh, thank God. This is like when the worst piece of shit on the opponent's team gets injured in a hockey game and everyone has to go, oh. And then, like, a minute later, with their full body weight supported on 2 of their teammates, they're dragged off the ice and everyone goes, that's what you like to see. It's just, you don't like to see anybody get hurt. You like that, but, like, if you go back and you watch the highlight of the dude getting boarded and, like, cross-checked with the stick on the back of his neck, as soon as his head hits the boards and his neck like snaps up like this, the audience is like, yeah! What a hit, man! That's what I'm talking. And then they like he's on the ice, like in the fetal position, and everyone's like, ooh. We got to get that out of the game. We got to get that out of the game. There's no place for that. Any NHL player ever hit the Family Guy death pose? Probably. The one that comes to mind is like a few years ago when John Tavares got knocked out in the playoffs, and then they were trying to get him to stand up, but like he had no muscle tone because like his brain got scrambled. So he fell, like he was on his knees and he fell backwards, but like with his knees still on the ice. Like his body bent the way that it was like not supposed to bend. This one's Honda? Yeah, I know. We were talking about it. The correct answer is Honda. According to that play by Aishloos, how many champions have made war against Thebes? 26. According to that witchy novel by Nathaniel Hawthorne, how many gables did that one house have? It was like 8 gables. 7 habits of highly effective people. I've been outed as an r/if books could kill object of disdain. I don't even know what the hell a gable is, man. It's some shit that you Clark, maybe? The home base of... Sorry, while we're talking about Reddit like hours and hours ago, I was laughing because it's been serving me r/entrepreneur. And then like one of the posts was like, hey, I've got like 100 grand. Is there an easy business idea I could do? And then one of the comments was like, if I were you, I would get my medical degree and open my own practice. And then the guy was like, thanks. Why the fuck didn't I think of that? I'll go to med school and start my own practice. Thanks for nothing. And I was like, get his ass, man. That's a crazy answer. The dude was just like, basically, I think he wanted someone to be like, buy some vending machines or something like that. But, oh man. The home base of early 20th century jazzman Joe King Oliver bounced between Chicago and what other city? Kansas City. For obvious reasons, the 2006 Sugar Bowl was moved to Atlanta from New Orleans, which was actually a much better answer related to jazz. But Mount Baden and Drake's Island are visible from the Hoe, a promenade in what city that's next to Cornwall? York? Not as well remembered as the Fury or the Valiant, the two-door Satellite was a 60s and 70s convertible from what bygone Chrysler brand? Plymouth? Plymouth. Okay, we take those. York is 300 miles away from Cornwall. That's literally like a day's work when you live in a country like mine. No disrespect to England. I know that like William the Conqueror, he had such a crazy journey. He loaded all of his troops on a boat in northern France and then sailed for 17 seconds across the English Channel. It was a treacherous journey. Only 100% of them made the dangerous crossing. Literally, fuck you, okay? You wouldn't make it across the Coca-Cola in December. They made a fucking TV show about it. Hope your license is up. Maybe you could catch it on Channel 7. If you're reading Arrosticini Respetata, what is your meat being served on? Cheese. You're eating, it's a stick. It's a stick, guys. Skewers. 10 points, we take those. Also, the real Cornwall is not in England. The real Cornwall is in Ontario, and it smells like... Anyone want to write the answer in chat? Yep. No. Kinda. Not really that. Not pasties. It smells like a paper mill because they have a paper mill there. Like, you guys are gross. I was just trying to think of the word for a place where they make paper. Sulfur? I don't know. It's been a while. Iceland smells like sulfur. I don't know. I feel like there's aura to it. Like when you take a shower in Iceland and then you kind of smell like old eggs. Something about it, man. Maybe my genes are from there. The non-Chinese part of my genome, at least. Sort these historical first from most to least recent. All right. Mickey Mouse is like 1920 something. First manned hot air balloon fight must have been legit like, like 1801 or something, or like the year 6. Summit of Mount Everest. I think Edmund Hillary was doing that shit in like the 1940s, maybe. Email. I'm gonna say that was maybe like the 70s. The Super Bowl, aren't they on? They're on like the 50s now, so that'd be like maybe the first email is like the late 70s, early 80s. First NFL Super Bowl must have been like 1969, 1970. First murder conviction based on DNA evidence. I'm going to assume, honestly, it would not surprise me if that's the most recent. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. The man is nonstop, man. That was a gimme. $1783 is crazy. I mean, like, what? No disrespect, but like, it's a hot air balloon. Like, it did. It's kind of surprising to me it took so long for them to invent it. It's just a bag. It's just a bag with hot air in it. I'll never get into a hot air balloon, man. There's like a few vehicles you won't find me on. You'll never find me on a motorcycle. You'll never find me in a hot air balloon. You'll never find me in a helicopter. Those are 3 right off the. You'll probably never find me in a submarine. Blimp? I don't even think you have to worry about that anymore. Aren't there like 2 people in history that have been in blimps? Just like whatever dude is driving the Goodyear blimp and the dude with the camera. I've been in a blimp? That's crazy. Are you Mr. Goodyear? No, I get in a tuk-tuk. I'd get in a rickshaw. I'd get like in a horse-drawn buggy or something like that. Yeah, that's true. I guess I wasn't thinking far enough in the future. I don't think you will ever find me in a spaceship. I have absolutely zero interest in being like in the first 1 million or perhaps even 10 million human beings to enter space. Just not interested, quite frankly. Like the Earth's got problems, but you know what it also has? Chipotle. Movies. Air. Air is a good one. Yeah, air is pretty important. I'm sure the view is amazing. And I'm not going to be glib and say, like, I'll just look at a picture. But, like, for the hassle and the risk, man, I think I'm sticking my white ass down and staying on Earth. What's crazy to me is the people who, like, don't leave their house being like, yeah, I'd go to space. Like, you don't even go to the park. You've never even been to, like, Yellowstone or, like, Joshua Tree, the Redwood Forest and shit like that. And you're like, yeah, I bet the view's incredible. The fuck are you talking about? Like, yeah, you probably got some shit that looks amazing that's like less than an hour-long drive from you. You don't have to go to space, man. You could just go to Big Sur. I don't know, it just seems crazy to me. I live in Iowa. You're close to some shit. Iowa. You got like the Black Hills are around there, right? You could go see like a nuclear silo or something. No, those are in South Dakota. Yeah, how far is South Dakota from Iowa? Get in your dirigible. Wait for the prevailing winds to change. 11 hours? No shot. I got to look up a map of the United States, man. Map of the United States. States. Buddy, no, they're next door, dude. And don't condescend to me. It's big. My country's literally bigger than yours. It's literally bigger than yours. It mogs you in every aspect. My province is bigger than Texas. Texans will say it's fake, but it's not, man. You guys don't use 90% of it? Look what you've done with your country, buddy. Talk to me. Just because we've left the Arctic tundra for the domain of the sea lions and the polar bears. What do you mean we're not using it, bro? God is using it. Just because we're not fracking doesn't mean this shit has no value. You spiritually vacant ass. Oh, hell no. Unc thinks the longboard's going to bring him spiritual enlightenment. Shut your ass up. What does he say? Some shit like that. I've never seen The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Something along those lines, though. Anyway, long story short, we mog you. Go to the park, man. Just go to the park. Number one pick tonight in the NBA draft. It's the lottery tonight. It's a Wizards merchant, I'm afraid. God, I hope so. Wizards fan spotted. I don't mean a Wizards fan. I mean the guy who's a fan of the Washington Wizards. Higher percentage of units with expensive rent. It's got to be Anaheim. Higher mean daily high temperature in the summer. I would think that it's Mississippi, Louisiana. Higher percentage of people born outside the U.S. Interesting. That's a very interesting one. I'm going to say Lubbock. Higher percentage of divorcees. I need to come up with some kind of rule of thumb for how to guess where more people are divorced. Because Florida makes sense to me. My heuristic is that people from the rest of the United States run there when they've ruined their life in another state. But then other things also correlate with high divorce rates. Like, well, I don't... I'm a university educated atheist. I think like the more educated a populace is, the higher divorce rates are. The lower religiosity in a region, the higher divorce rates are. Because when things go wrong in the marriage, they can take a look at it and be like, we should not continue. Instead of like, if we get divorced, we're both going to hell, is what I'm trying to say. But maybe that's a backwards rule of thumb. Why are people saying Krungo? You can't be mad when you're 26 and you've grown up with just like cartoon after cartoon after cartoon after cartoon. And then, you come to a place where the adults are talking about adult things. It can make them uncomfortable because they haven't built up the callus to like have these mature discussions. It's unfortunate that it has to be said. They're not going to like it. They're going to type Krungo for that. Or maybe they're going to type Cot. That's fine too. I do have to go with Florida though, because I have like a my model for the United States of America is that when you fuck up your life, which happens, you go to Florida. And then if you fuck up your life in Florida, you go to the US Virgin Islands. And if you fuck up your life, it seems like if you fuck up your life in the United States, but like you only fucked up like your personal life, you go to Hawaii. It's like Florida's where you go when you get like 4 DUIs. And then like Hawaii is where you go when like you're a tech executive who's semi-retired, but then like you fucked up and your wife divorces you. Then you go live in Hawaii. And then if you fuck up in either of those, you go to the US Virgin Islands and you pretend to be a pirate for the rest of your life. Like that's my model. I'm not saying it's 100% no model survives contact with reality, but that's my model, okay? So I think it's Jacksonville. Higher percentage of adults with a hearing disability? I don't know, man. Connecticut probably has older people. He knows, they call him the America understander, man. Look at even everybody in chats type in New Jersey. You don't think about demographics like I think about demographics, man. You didn't take stats 201 with whatever the hell my professor's name was. You're still out here going, oh yeah? Well, check out this graph where the more ice cream that gets sold, the more shark attacks there are. And you're saying correlation doesn't equal causation. I'm saying wrong, bitch. Sharks must love ice cream. You're not thinking about second order consequences. You're so eager to come up with something to hand wave away a phenomenon, you're not thinking of reasons that justify it. Maybe sharks can smell ice cream and they love the taste of it. Sorry. Get mogged. They are yelling a lot in The Sopranos, but I think that's just because they're shooting a lot of guns in like cars with the windows up and stuff. That's got to be bad for your ears. But I think like, Dr. Cusimano, he seemed to have perfectly normal hearing. It is a stressful workplace environment. That's a slash marker.